gorgeous, and welcome to another YouTube video on my channel. I'm so excited to have you here talking about quantum jumping, quantum leaping. I have a background as a physics student, so I'm going to talk about like the physics perspective of quantum jumping, and then a more spiritual perspective of like what it is to jump timelines, so quantum jump, to remember that you are the main player in your own reality and you can create whatever vibration that you want to see, and you can receive the energy from the universe. So I'm so excited to get into this reading. We'll also have a little tarot reading at the end for what you are specifically manifesting right now, where you are quantum jumping to, and just the journey to that place. So hopefully it will be full of lots of useful insights that are really valuable to wherever you are in your life at the moment. Quantum physics says that there are energy levels in any quantum matter, whether that's an electron or an atom itself. You can be on the ground floor of the electron, which means that you're at the ground state. That's the lowest energy state possible for the electron, or for us, because we're going to bring this back to us as spiritual beings and manifestors in a little bit. But you can be at the ground floor, and then the first floor, that's the first energy level, all the way to the top floor, which is like the highest energy level possible. That's like nirvana for an electron. And there are fixed ways that you can jump between these different floors, which we can see as like taking the lift or taking the stairs, right? There are really fixed ways that we can get to the next floor. And in physics, an electron has to receive a ray of light that has a certain frequency. So to explain this, say you've got energy level 1 and energy level 2, and the ceiling has a height of 50 units of energy. Okay, then there's an equation in physics which is E equals hf. Okay, one of those electrons needs to receive an energy of 50 to get from that floor to that floor, and that has a frequency of, I'm going to calculate that and put it in the video so you guys can see. So that means that to get from floor 1 to floor 2, something very specific has to happen, which is that the electron receives that specific wavelength of light that lets it get promoted. Same way it can emit a photon, a ray of light of that frequency, and fall down an energy level as well. So there are different ways things can happen with quantum jumping, but in this video I don't want to talk about us descending. We're all about ascension and expansion on this channel. So we're going to be talking about what it means to quantum jump up a timeline, which is kind of like, say you have a bunch of employees working in this building of electrons. So at the highest energy level, you can see that as like the CEO, the boss, and then, you know, getting demoted basically every floor you go down, or getting promoted every floor that you go up. So if you were to go up to the floor above you, you can kind of see that as getting a promotion in your job. So all the managers work on the floor above you, now you're a manager, congratulations. Okay, so we're going to tie that back to manifestation and realize that when we receive the right frequency and we align to that new frequency of the energy level above us, that's like receiving a promotion at work. That's like achieving your manifestations. That's like aligning with your higher self. Okay, and I think that, you know, this is really useful as an analogy, just in general, to think about spirituality through the eyes of physics, but also just to really conceptualize the idea of quantum jumping, that there are fixed energy levels and different timelines that we can exist on at any given point. Each electron has a wave function, or each atom will have its wave function, and that wave function will basically tell you the probabilities of being on each energy level. There's different probabilities of each, but we can choose the higher vibrational energy levels. So when we talk about energy levels, these really characterize two things. Well, there's three things, but two that I'm going to go onto in this video. So the first is the energy, like we're talking about, and the second is the angular momentum, which is basically how much power you have as you move through life, like how you're existing. And those both go up the more you go up energy levels. And there are different numbers of electrons or workers that can be on each energy level as well, especially because of the fact that none of them can have the exact same personality or the exact same quantum numbers. This means that You know, there's only certain numbers of each that can be on each energy level at the same time. So yeah, you have to be quite distinct from the other people on your energy level to basically be able to exist there in the first place. This also depends on the size of the floor. So, you know, the number of legends you can have on your floor. This depends on the total size of the building and how wide it is, how tall it is, all of these different things as well. So just going into a bit of background about like how the electron works in terms of like quantum numbers and quantum jumping. So when I was speaking about the wave function of the electrons in the atom, this represents all of the different timelines available in the atom, all of the different values that you can get for how far along achieving a manifestation you are, okay? And there are quantum jumps that happen naturally to us that change the timeline or the course of our life to change radically. This could be, say, moving across the country or dating a new person. You know, these kind of change our life in quite a big way, and we do change frequency in a way that we can't really go back on from some of these happening. But some of them we can also induce through manifestation, through law of attraction, different things like this. I'd say that everything is manifestation, even if you were to get a new job, you know, because you did have to manifest that, like you had to apply and everything, that's manifesting it, even if you're aware of it being manifestation. And because we have so many different timelines and so many different quantum numbers that can vary, this gives us choice and freedom. A lot of the time we feel stuck, like we are just on one energy level, like we're always going to be in the same place. But when we realize just how infinite we are, we realize that we can move around, we can do something different, we can change our frequency, and we can even quantum jump if we wish to. We don't have to stay in that mentality. It's just about how willing are we to make that leap, that E=hf leap to that next level frequency and stay there. If we make that leap and then fall back down, we're going to be like, I made the leap but I feel so defeated. And it's like, yeah, because you came back down. You made the leap, and then maybe you, say this is a limiting belief, maybe you know, successfully kind of managed your limiting belief in a triggering situation once, but then your thoughts every single day are validating that limiting belief. You may feel like you haven't risen up an energy level, and that's because it's a fixed limit. It's E=hf. It's not whatever you want it to be. It's like you have to continue being at that frequency, and that's in terms of aligning our thoughts, because that's a representation of our vibration. Our emotions are a representation of our vibration. Our chakras, our yoni energy, you know, our beliefs, our core beliefs, our fundamental beliefs especially, because as we know, the subconscious is 95% of all our consciousness, just as dark matter and dark energy make up 95% of the known universe. So we need to be getting the majority of our thoughts on our side, our subconscious thoughts, and those are determined by our core beliefs. So in this reading, we are going to talk about one of the quantum shifts that is basically a timeline that is open to you right now, readily available to you right now, in line with your higher self, as we are talking about going up energy levels, and the steps that you can make to get to this place. And just remember that as we're going through this reading, we're talking about a shift from one state to another. So this will kind of involve us to continue holding the vibration of the later state that I talk about. So this is talking about us getting our thoughts aligned, our reality aligned, and the actions that we take on a day-to-day basis aligned to the new vibration. So I'm so excited to dive into this reading, and I really hope it's helpful. Love you. So now, my beautiful soul fam, you can choose from these three piles here. We have pile 1 with the black obsidian crystal, pile 2 which is amethyst, purple gang, and pile number 3 which is rose quartz. I feel like big unicorn vibes from this pile. Anyway, let's just dive right in. I love you so much, and I can't wait to share this reading from spirit with you. Love you. So hey you guys, from this pile I'm picking up either Leo energy, Aquarius energy, fire sign energy, or masculine energy. Whether you identify with any of those means that you are a good fit to this reading. So to begin, I'm really sensing that you guys have a lot of options available to you in your career. It feels like maybe an organization channels these options to you, or that the universe just gives you loads and loads of options for what you could be doing at any given point, or loads of projects that you can always be working on or always say yes to, groups you can be a part of. But with this quantum jump, I'm seeing that this is a shift from relying on these organizations to give you what you want to actually going out after what you want and deciding on what you want for yourself, in a way that gives you a lot more creative expression, rather than feeling like you don't have a choice in your life, feeling like you can't, maybe you feel quite dissatisfied in some of the in the current role that you're working in, for instance the current position, whilst at the same time you have a lot of power within you. You do hold this really close to your heart, and I'm seeing in this timeline jump you're able to express yourself a lot more, and so your unique energy is spread to other people, and not just yourself. But again, this is about maybe choosing different options or maybe different places of work than those that you are currently choosing, because I feel like you're getting a lot of requests from people to collaborate or something like that. So it's about choosing those based on where you want to go next in your life, not about what's just handed to you. But to do this, you're going to actually have to get quite decisive about maybe your 2-year goals or your 5-year goals, and start to call those into reality now, because as we know, things do take time to manifest, but when we quantum jump, they can happen a lot faster. But to quantum jump, we have to start preparing for them as if they are about to manifest. And so when you prepare for this thing, that is a goal maybe that you have as a distant goal, just changing up a little bit at work. So if you're currently I see this as like some kind of promotion, so if you're currently like an extra, becoming like the main character, or if you're an employee, maybe moving into a new job where you're a boss, for instance. And this is something that's going to really honor your creative expression, because you're going to be in control of the way things are done, and this is why your unique energy is going to be transmitted to the people around you. So in order to do this, I think in terms of you not feeling content where you are, satisfied where you are, and wanting to be the writer of your own story, I'm seeing that this is to do with yoga or some kind of like spiritual energy work, maybe making music, or maybe being inside of your body and being present and mindful and grounded, maybe being around trees, or maybe leading something like a yoga retreat where you direct everything. I do see that this could be with an organization as well sometimes, but it does really mean you taking control of the opportunities in front of you, and making the ones that you want to do as big and expansive as possible. And when it comes to getting really clear about what you want in your life, in terms of deciding outside of the universe or outside of this organization what you want, this is going to require you to look at your motivations in life, especially your subconscious motivations, and see if there's any area where you are kind of blocking yourself off from your own potential. I'm hearing things like music and creative expression and stuff like that. I feel like there's this way that you could synthesize all of this, so that it comes together in such a beautiful way, and that would be really, really fulfilling to you. But right now, your motivations may be keeping you to stay on the energy level that you are currently at, and a lot of these motivations may be shadow tendencies. So doing that shadow work, that inner child work, will naturally and easily allow you to become more decisive about where you want to go in your life. And lastly, I do sense that there is a depression that you may be feeling right now with the obsidian crystal and the 5 of Cups. And maybe this is about doing some energy work or some physical work to help lift this feeling that you're stuck in your current vibration, and that there's no rising above this, because you may currently believe that the world is one way and this causes you to feel depressed. But maybe sometimes, not all the time, obviously not, but sometimes the feeling that the world is this way, that is to do with your shadow and different things like that, could be responsible for why you feel depressed. So maybe you feel really tied to these responsibilities when your higher self would just like cut off a lot of them and just be really free, and from that space of freedom, trust in your own self to create from a place of pure potential and magic, because your energy is limited. And so if you're giving your, I don't even want to say giving your energy to low vibrational jobs, but giving your energy to a job that after the end of it, you may feel lower vibrational than when you started it, that's going to change you. Do you know what I mean? Of course, you're in charge of your vibration. You can go to that same job and do it in a way that makes you feel higher vibrational, customize it for yourself. But if you're not doing that, because of the fact that it has a natural tendency to lower your vibration, this could be preventing you from giving your energy to things that are of higher vibration and higher direction. I really feel that when you get clear about what you want, the universe, the entire universe will conspire to help you, because the universe actually wants this path for you. This may be something to, like being a captain basically. I want to say being a light worker, but I really see this as just being a captain and just being in control of something in a really beautiful way, and making it so that everyone involved and that everyone that takes part gets to raise their own vibration because of what you're doing as well. So that's the kind of transition I'm seeing for you in the next week or 2 weeks. I mean, this could even be 5 to 7 months from now, or as we spoke about, this could be 2 to 5 years from now if you are planning this as a long distance goal. But I just wanted to point out the option that this could be a week to 2 weeks from now, to just let you know what's possible in terms of your timelines. And there may be a belief that, you know, it's hard to manifest this in 1 to 2 weeks from now, but when this is 1 to 2 weeks away from happening, you won't necessarily know that that's the truth. So I just feel like it's good to keep your possibilities open and to begin to redirect your energy into what you actually want to see, which I think is this more directional, staple career path in your life, that you get to direct things a lot more with a team of people. So that's been so great to connect with you in this reading. I really hope this resonated, and I look forward to your creative expression. So hey there, my beautiful Panda 2 fairies. I'm so excited to connect with you in this reading. So the crystal that you have is amethyst, which speaks about almost like shamanic insights, downloads, visuals, you know, like I don't want to say hallucinations, but I'm talking about like really channeling energy from source, from spirit, and really getting used to the feeling of being really psychically active and aware at all times when you are needed, feeling connected to the divine feminine, and feeling really connected with goddess energy, and high priestess energy, in a way to utilize the world to create what you want to see in your life. So to start off, we also have the sun dice, which indicates that you may be a Virgo or a mutable sign such as a Sagittarius. You may have fire energy in your chart as well, but just in general, you are really, you're a person who has spirituality as a fundamental of like their life and their personality. You know, they really tap into all of this stuff, but at the same time, you may see a lot of limits on what's possible because you wish to have a practical mindset, which I feel like connecting with the goddess within you, she doesn't really want to be that practical. She wishes to receive insights and just follow those and not really care about what's happening in her external environment. So to speak about like where you are right now, I feel like you feel like there's a lot of conflict around you and maybe arguments. You might feel quite stuck, or let's say grounded in your reality right now, where you feel almost like you're in quicksand and you can't move out from your situation, because your situation is what grounds you, even though it may be what you fear. Like you may fear the quicksand element of everything. And a wasp just came up to me, so I'm feeling fear now. But you don't let yourself feel the fear, because I feel like you're used to managing the fear rather than letting go of the fear in some way. So I also feel like you may just feel a bit bored in your reality, as if you're in quicksand and you want to be walking through the woods or in a forest, or just, you know, on a beach or on a plaza just chilling somewhere, but you feel like you're in this situation that is losing your energy from you in some way. So when we speak about quantum jumping, we can also know that if we are having to give our precious energy away from us to somewhere that doesn't serve us, then that can cause us to stay in a lower vibrational state. Whereas when we can reclaim our power and our energy and remember who the fuck we are, the fact that we are the high priestess and that we're so powerful, we can then quantum jump, okay? So with the Six of Pentacles as well, you may feel like your finances are a little bit unbalanced, like you feel like you depend on other people. And to me, this is talking about something like you want to move or you want a career change, but you don't know where to go. But I feel like what you really need to do is pull energy in from the universe and just let that fill you up, and then take action from that aligned place rather than necessarily making plans about your new career and everything. Like, I feel like just really doing what you can to elevate vibrationally, but not even just elevate, like not spiritually bypass, more just to take in as much good energy as you can from life, good feeling thoughts, people, vibrations, all of this, to really just fill yourself up. And then once you're in that full state, to begin to make decisions from that place, and you will be amazed and in wonder of your own power. So that's one of the steps I see in this quantum jump. Okay, so we have the cards Light and Love, which says that your purpose is to bring divine healing, light and love to this world. So in order to give that love, I feel like you're really needing to top your own cup up to the top. And I'm not just saying top up, one area of your life. So, buy the most nutritious ingredients to cook with. I'm also saying, listen to the most nutritious music for you. Hang out with the most nutritious people for you. All of those things. More than that, I think it's about cutting out those things that are not nutritious to you, or working out how to upgrade them. I think just upgrading different areas of your life one by one until you feel like each area of your life is a full cup, then you'll be able to bring so much love and healing to people in a way that your soul wants to. I feel like you want to create a network where you're able to heal people, maybe with food or with some kind of medicine, like plant medicine, or some kind of like nutrition advice. But to do that, it's about you getting into a place where you feel like you can handle that, because right now you don't feel like you can. Even though you can, it's about you filling your cup so you know that you can, and then making moves from that place, okay? Next card we have is the Crumbling, which says, what are you clinging onto? So I feel like this is about you just releasing anything that does not serve your higher self. And you'll know, because if it serves your higher self, you'll think about it and you'll get so happy, so excited, you'll feel so positive and so high vibration. If it makes you feel negative, bad, uncomfortable, anxious, that means it's not serving your higher self, and that means it's time for you to either upgrade yourself or to upgrade this thing, rather than holding on to things out of fear that there's nothing else, because this is staying in a lack mentality when you can actually quantum jump. You may see other people have this life and you're like, how do they have it? And it's like, because you're about to quantum jump there. That's how you even know it exists in the first place. That's why you desire it. That's why you may even be jealous of it in other people, because you have the ability to quantum jump there yourself. And so just remembering your power and not seeing it as something outside of yourself, but just remembering that when you fill your cup, you can then quantum jump to this place that you see as only possible for others. Next we have Suffering in Silence. So with your finances and your material aspects, you may kind of be a person who is dependent on systems or on other people around you to make yourself feel financially comfortable. Or maybe there's a system that you feel dependent on, or a person who maybe isn't that good for you that you feel dependent on. Maybe they provide you with support. So say this is a partner who doesn't really treat you that well, but they give you material support. With the Suffering in Silence card, I think it would be really good firstly to talk about your struggles more to anyone, I wouldn't say anyone, like the universe, to a journal, to your spirit guides, to a therapist. Just talking about your struggles to a coach, a mentor, a spiritual healer, and just seeing what advice comes out of this, because you are a healer, and by healing yourself and doing this work to connect more with your emotions, you can then elevate. And with the Seven of Cups, I'm seeing that it's really, really important for you to not only take your power back, but you may find that in certain situations you may get triggered or feel like you're messed up in some way, which you are not. you are not, wherever you are, you don't have to be there. And so if you feel like you are messed up, then it's like even that messed up place isn't who you are, it's where you are in one period of your life. And maybe once you elevate out of this, there could be another way that you feel messed up. If that's an internal feeling that you carry within you, it has no choice but to manifest. I think it's just to realize that we're all human, and that you're not messed up, and that you're perfect the way that you are. And the more that you can accept your parts that you think is messed up as things that make you unique and beautiful and quirky and fashionable, or whatever it is, stylish, confident, boundary setting, I don't know, just think about your the parts of you that you feel deficient as something that is an aspect of what makes you into the goddess that you specifically are, rather than something that you have but you just loathe and resent about yourself, because I don't think that's good for you. And with the Seven of Cups, like I was saying, I think this is also about learning to create emotional distance from, so say you're feeling an emotion and you feel stuck in that emotion right now, it may consume you and take over you. But I feel like when you are able to resonate with light and love frequencies a lot more, and healing frequencies, they won't be taking over you. You'll more observe them as a part of your reality, and then decide from there, what do you want to do with that feeling. I'm almost getting like the vision of someone like controlling a spaceship and getting the notification, oh my god, obstacle head on, there's an obstacle head on, you're going to crash into it. Right now I feel like you might kind of like let go of the steering wheel and be like, oh my god, there's an obstacle. Whereas when you're in your this new timeline, you'll see the obstacle and you'll be like, right, turn left, turn left, turn left, and keep on turning left until it's like system avoided obstacle. Do you know what I mean? So really navigating your spaceship, not from a place of fear, but from a place of power. Next up we have don't let pride get in your way. So with this, there may be a feeling of boredom, and you may be clinging onto something in your life that makes you feel bored because of your pride. Maybe you feel like you don't want to embarrass yourself, or maybe this position or this responsibility gives you a feeling of validation or something. But I think this is saying to just release other people's expectations of you and decide what you want for yourself. Decide what makes you feel the most aligned, even if it feels impossible. Don't feel like, oh yeah, I can't achieve that, so I'm not even going to try, because I think your pride is making you stay in situations that make you feel lower vibrational. Whereas if you were to say, yeah, I'm a novice at this, but I'm doing it and I'm okay with that and I'm loving the journey, I'm about to get better at it and better at it, but I'm here for the journey, because there's a passion project or a specific career that you're wanting to elevate, and you could really do this in the next 1 to 3 months. If you wanted to work on it, I feel like you could really, like, I'm seeing like starting a business or something, or working on your goals, and I'm hearing that it might be good to set up a session with an advisor or something about budgeting as well for a business or something like that. Or even for some of you, this could be like a baby, but it just definitely is like a passion project kind of vibe. But I think it might also be good for you to really take your energy inwards. So you may feel like you enjoy to invest in like material items of a higher vibration, because these make you the vibration of those things. So this could be like buying really fancy like designer purses to feel really, really good in your designer purse, and like you have the luxury and the most highest quality and the best sewing details. And that's cool. But then it's like you do that and then you feel a little bit good, like you do feel better, but I really feel like with that money you could get like 1,000,000 times more value if you invested in making yourself feel the quality of that designer bag. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? And so when I say that, I think it's just about going within and recognizing your strengths, developing your weaknesses, and learning how to make what you want to see out of what you've currently made. So again, in a career, if you're doing a business and you don't feel like things are selling out as you want them to, you may feel stuck in that state. But I think what would be good is to steer and navigate the ship instead, and say, okay, well, I want my business to do this next, so how am I going to do this? Even if it's just one step in that direction, that's the kind of action I see that you taking to reach this goal. And by doing this, you'll become less dependent on other people, because I'm sensing that there's a way that you feel like you have to depend on other people to give you your energy, but in reality your energy is limitless even without these other people. But you cap your energy for these other people, and then you feel drained energetically. So it's about not saying these people are the problem. They're not the problem. Maybe the problem is that you felt that you couldn't create this energy for yourself. And so just like tapping into yourself and filling your cup, meeting your needs and being honest about those, talking with the universe and prayer, using scripting and manifestation to, yeah, I'm seeing you like being a healer, maybe healing through food or through some kind of like material abundance that you provide other people with. Really being in your independent energy and not feeling like you have to depend on things like, maybe this is a feeling like if you didn't have government handouts you wouldn't know how to survive, or just something where you feel like you depend, maybe living with your parents, you know, just someone else giving you part of their power, like sharing their power with you, when in reality you can really go ahead and create this power for yourselves. But that comes from you just filling up your cup, higher, like putting better and better vibrations into your system, not spiritual bypassing, but just choosing what you're going to let into your reality. And even if you know, a lower vibrational situation shows up, not getting so phased, like the Seven of Cups says, just saying, okay, like I'm still going left, like even if it still says, okay, warning, oncoming obstacle, but I'm still going to turn left. I'm turning left. Maybe I haven't turned left yet, maybe I'm rotating at 1 degree per minute, but I'm going to turn left before I get to the obstacle. I'm turning left. Because the truth is, if you get scared and you're like, I can't turn left, you're probably not going to try and turn left. So you need to keep on dialing in that left button to navigate to wherever feels the most aligned for you. So say this is a person and you're manifesting them treating you better in a higher vibrational way, okay? It might be the case that at the beginning they're not used to that. They're not used to these boundaries and standards that you have for yourself. But you keep on having these boundaries and you keep on having these standards, and either they meet you there, or you meet someone else there, or you meet yourself there, because it really is about your ship and where you're going, you know. So I really do sense a lot of opportunity to empower yourself and feel like really in control of yourself, really like you can do anything, like your intuition and your divine feminine power is like ruling the whole ship, and you're all on board. All of your energy is on board for what you want. It's about you really knowing confidently that you can do anything and trusting in yourself to steer your ship. That's the quantum jump I see for you, steering your ship. And that looks like taking care of your needs. If you notice my ship is hungry, feed the ship. Low petrol, get some sleep. You know, lonely, call a friend. Wants to start a business, make a business plan. If your ship feels like you want to manifest a relationship, maybe you could heal some of the trauma you have from your opposite sex parent. Things like this. You know, just things that take you in the left direction of meeting your needs. So I love you so much, and maybe right now you don't feel so excited by this manifestation, but I think it's just when you get to this place, you're going to be a lot more satisfied, because you're going to be attracting situations that make you feel more optimistic, that make you feel more high vibe. But it's just about trusting that you can stay left, because in the past maybe it's felt like you didn't have a choice but to go straight. So I think actually that ability to stay left, you'll really be appreciating that. So this is a good quantum jump, even though it may seem you know, like a basic jump. I really feel like this is you just empowered as hell, leading an army or movement. So I love you so much, and thank you so much for watching this reading. See you soon. Bye. Hey, if you chose pile number 3, then I'm so excited to dive into this reading. To begin first off with your crystal, we have the rose quartz, which indicates that you're someone who has a very pure angelic vibe about you. I see that you really are someone who maybe feels like an alien or a starseed, of some kind, but that you have a very high vibration and naturally. You're someone who has studied many occult subjects and spiritual subjects, maybe even science, maybe even at you've studied quite intense subjects at a university or done some kind of course, so you definitely have the background knowledge and all of the skills you need for this quantum jump that's coming to you. Right now you may currently be a healer, okay? Right now you may be healing yourself, healing other people, especially using spirituality, but there's a feeling within you that you don't feel qualified yet. Maybe you feel like you haven't done enough to help yet. And I think it's really important for you to, if you feel like you're a healer but you're not healing your clients, to look at why that is. Because if you do that, you will then be able to make a transition which will make you feel like you're doing even more healing work. Right now you may feel like people don't want your services, or people don't want to work with you, and that kind of thing. And I don't think that's necessarily true. I always feel like it's important to look at what doors the universe is opening for you and what doors the universe is keeping a little bit more closed, and to work with the universe, because I feel like that's the kind of spiritual person that you are. You're channeling God, you're channeling your divinity, you know. And so working with the universe, I think, will allow you to get a lot further ahead in life. So say, for instance, you're currently working a career and you're staying in that career because it's an expected high income. But say for whatever reason, your income isn't as high this month, and you're thinking, oh my god, why is my income not as high? Or say your expenses are more, and so you're getting this feeling like you need more and more and more. So I would say, like, look at that, look into that. Why do you feel like you need more? Why is it that you feel like maybe you're not getting as many clients? Or why is it that you have more expenses this month? Begin to look into all of these things, because I think they'll actually answer a lot of the questions that you have. So say, for instance, you're not getting as many sales. Maybe it's because you're not thinking from the perspective of the customer, and maybe for this new level that you're ascending to, it's more important than ever to be thinking about the needs of the customer. Okay, I'm seeing just something like that, where it's about you making a shift out of something that feels uncomfortable, but in doing so you're able to quantum jump. So you feel like, oh my god, I'm so sad that I'm in this place, but by really analyzing and looking at where's not currently aligning with exactly what you want. Okay, because you are a manifestation of the universe. That's you, power number 3 right now. Okay, and so because of that, you have so much unlimited power to tap into. And so if you're manifesting something and it's not happening, there's a reason why. And so you need to just surrender a little bit, and I think, like, put more energy into the things that are working and put less into the things that are not working for now. Okay? And really, and if you're struggling to put less energy into something and it feels like there's a reason why you want to put less energy into that, talk to the universe, talk to your guides, maybe watch a tarot reading about it, okay? Because there may be a reason why. Like, just think about energy, okay? If you're receiving good energy from something, that's the universe telling you that it's for you. If you're receiving dead energy or bad energy from something, that's the universe saying that it's maybe not for you right now. And so really looking at things in your life that way will be really beneficial. In addition, I feel like at this time in your life, you may be working with the law of attraction and realizing that your thoughts create your reality. You're really utilizing the conscious and the subconscious mind, and so that's why I think it's even more powerful now than ever to really tap into why certain things aren't working out for you, rather than just, you know, manifesting and expecting them to stay the same subconsciously, but hoping that they change deep down. Because maybe I'm sensing that, say if you have a belief that you can't manifest a certain thing subconsciously, but your subconscious believes that you can manifest this thing but not that thing. Maybe it's because your subconscious knows that's for you, that's not for you right now. And so rather than trying to force things to happen, maybe it would be good for you to inspect quietly and ask yourself, especially in the past, like, is there anything that you've been trying to manifest at a certain point in your life and you just weren't aligned to that from where you were at the time, but you thought it was all that you needed, but actually you just weren't aligned to that. and you were really holding on to the feeling of having it completely, but in reality you were aligned to the exact amount of it that you received, whether that's money or a friendship or a career path, something that you've been trying to force to happen, when in reality it may have been trying to happen a slightly different way through a slightly different avenue. So if there's somewhere in your life where you're fighting against the universe, it may be better to work with the universe and work in the universe's timing as well. Okay? With the Tower, I'm seeing that this could be, yes, about trusting in the law of attraction, but maybe manifesting that the universe is on your side, rather than manifesting, I want this thing, I want this thing. Trusting that the universe is always making things work out in your best interest, and going about law of attraction in that kind of way could be more advantageous, because like I say, you're highly connected to the subconscious and the conscious, the physical and the spiritual, all of those things. But there may be a balance for you to also be doing God's work. And right now you may feel like it's about you, and that maybe you don't feel that genuine about your services or what you're offering, and it's because deep down you know that you're not doing God's work as much as you possibly can. And that's why things aren't working, because God will make it work if it's God's work. Does that make sense? So, especially in your life, I think just look at what God is making work out fantastically for you right now, and put as much energy into that as possible, rather than trying to change everything all the time. See what's really, really working out for you. And it may be difficult to trust that if you're not putting energy into what you want, that it will eventually happen. To trust that, say you want to manifest a certain amount of money. If you're not always working so hard, it's hard to trust that the universe will magnetize that money to you, right? But maybe it would be good to focus on your current avenue streams. If God's not bringing you more, then asking why. And I'm speaking about God a lot in this reading because I feel like you are quite a spiritual pile. Asking why is not aligning with you right now, and trusting in that as if God is your friend and doesn't want to hurt you, and like affirming that as well, because that will change your point of vibration. This could look like a new career, a career change, or a new side hustle or a side project where you're more out in the field. So say you're a healer, rather than say that you are like a doctor. Maybe right now you're a plastic surgeon when God wants you to be a paramedic. Do you know what I mean? So maybe it's not as prestigious and it's a lot more stressful to be that paramedic. But maybe that's the way that right now that you can spread the most love and light into the world. Not to say that where you've gotten up until this point hasn't been God's work either, okay? It's not saying that plastic surgery has corrupted you and made you into an awful person, because you're really helping these people to live their dream lives, basically. You're helping these people that you give plastic surgery to feel better about themselves, to improve themselves. But I feel like there's this ability for you to work so much more light into this world than you realize, and to do it not for praise or for anything else other than the feeling of doing God's work, as if you were in a church. And this comes with you trusting in the universe, trusting in God, trusting in your powers, and trusting in the fact that God is the one who brings you this abundance, not yourself, not other people. It's like the universe aligning things for you all the time. Even the people that bring you the abundance, that's God deciding, like, yes, this person deserves this abundance right now. And I'm sharing this message with you because you may feel quite tied down to a certain thing, expecting that to bring you your income. But I think what you need to do is ask the universe to bring you income, and do whatever you feel like serves the highest good of humanity, because you have this very high vibrational light worker spirit, and you may feel like you have to rest inside of yourself to keep the light there, because out in the world you feel like that light gets dissolved. Okay? And even working with these clients who are very high vibrational, it feels normal to you. But maybe there's a desire to escape in your reality to higher vibrations than there actually are in the universe, to convince yourself that lower vibrations do not exist. It's like, if I can't see it, it's not there. Okay? And with the work that you're doing, it might feel like things are being removed from your life, and that sucks. Like, you don't want them to be removed from your life, you want them to stay there. It may feel like things are drastically moving out of the way for you, and maybe it's because maybe you were doing God's work at the beginning of this thing. You were doing what was in the highest alignment for all living things at the beginning, and then after a while, maybe it just wasn't as high vibrational, and something new appeared in front of you that was more high vibrational. And I think this happens when you heavily attach to what you're doing and make it about you rather than making it about light flowing through you, which it's hard not to, okay? Like, we have an ego, we are human beings, we want our life to be as amazing as possible, especially when you're doing so much work to raise your vibration and become better every day. You want to be rewarded for it, right? But it may be that you're feeling that there's just loads of blockages, and then you're like, yeah, I have to block down and remove all those blockages, and you think it's you removing those blockages, but it's like the universe getting you to align to how it needs you to be, to accept the blockages to be removed to that exact level that they've been removed by. So that you, like, say you're like, oh my god, like, I'm really struggling in my business, I really need to do some Reiki. It's not like, not to be funny, but I think because of the kind of mission that you chose to have here on the earth, okay, you get desires from the universe, and you think that they're even your own, because you are the universe, you're part of the universe. And when you act on behalf of the universe, in terms of doing God's work, you're doing your own work, and so you're able to reward yourself. When you're working on your behalf, it's like there's only so much potential that you can access within yourself. No, you are unlimited, but that's just because the universe is unlimited. So I sense you just putting absolute faith and absolute trust in the universe and getting to that place within yourself. This could come from this career path. I think you'll want to do it more when you're in a new place. Right now, in the place that you are, you feel aligned to the work that you're in. Maybe you wish to travel, to adventure, to explore a new place where you have more momentum. You're able to do more with what you have. Your energy becomes freer. There's less restrictions, more freedom, more trusting in God. And I feel like this will really help your career to flourish and expand. And you could still do the work that you do on yourself, but you should also do work that really helps the people in society who need help, I think. So there's different types of charity. There's charity that's like, volunteering at like a hospice or something. But if you're not a very good volunteer, say you have social anxiety, maybe that's not the way that you're meant to work your light, okay? But I think with the decisions that you make in your life, in your business, and even in your relationships, because you are a powerful light worker, it's true, you're a starseed, you know this, you are. It's important for you to be thinking at each part of the process, am I actually working on behalf of the collective, on behalf of what is best for every soul that's alive? It can feel self-sacrificing at times, but I feel like when you do this, you'll notice that you're naturally happier. Maybe you get to talk to more people and you've been wanting to do that more. There's different things that will manifest, but if something's not working out for you, really focus on what is working, and also really focus on what is best for the entire of humanity. Okay? With the Ace of Swords, this is really pressuring you to step outside your box and start anew. I feel like you've completed a stage, a cycle of your life where you've gained a lot of resources, a lot of wealth, a lot of knowledge, abundance, contacts, all of these new things. Now it's time to create your path based on your soul mission as a light worker. You're tying your mission as a light worker down to these external projects that will fulfill you and will bring you like income, will bring you clients, will bring you joy, happiness, all of those things. But it's important not to limit yourself, because the universe, God, when you're acting in alignment with what God wants for you, the universe wants to flow to where it wants to flow to, and so you can't always get in control of that. And in addition, you may have this desire to manifest loads of wealth and abundance, but not have a concrete plan of how to do that. And I think it would be best to ask the universe for assistance in that, and ask the universe where you can go, like I say, that benefits all of humanity, but that also brings you a whole lot of money. And go to that place and do what it takes to align to that place, because once you're there, that's where the abundance will come. It won't come for you from you attaching to an outcome or an expected way of doing it. The only outcome I feel like you should be attaching to right now to quantum jump is God's personal will, or the personal will of the goddess, let's say. The universal forces that, create us all, want us all to grow, all to expand. I mean, it depends on what energies you're tapping into, but whatever God represents to you, you're a light worker. I'm not expecting you to be tapping into demons here, okay? When we're tapping into these high vibrational actions that do more for the whole of humanity than they do for just us, that's where the real power happens, because also, like, we're a community, we're a network. So when you're doing good things for the community wants to do good things for you. And you may actually notice that at times of your life where you're the most abundant, the most charitable, and you're using your skills, harnessing your skills in a way that helps the collective to ascend, that's when you receive the most abundance. And then you may fall out of that state for a while, because once you receive that abundance, you might be like, okay, I have to create more now. And that's where the deception and envy can come in, because you're not trying to help people ascend anymore. You're giving them plastic surgery because of the fact that it's the fattest check. That's like being vulnerable. That's how I feel right now. So maybe about stepping outside of what, gives you the most, material abundance, and more in terms of how can you use your skills as a surgeon, as a plastic surgeon, as a medical professional, to help humanity the most. And you may find that you get a 200k grant from somewhere. Do you know what I mean? That you never expected. The universe is so much more powerful than us, and so just remember to put your power in the universe, and to let the universe's power run through you, and be in like a symbiotic exchange, because God really wants like the best for you. And it's time for you to see that with this quantum jump. With this quantum jump, you guys, you're basically becoming God. So great job. You're going from a healer who is channeling God, for money. You're channeling God for money to someone who is God and is money. Do you see what I mean? Complete trust, complete faith. And you get there by starting something new, working out how to practically give as much light as possible. And babe, like, when you're thinking, how can I make the most money from this side project, your spirit guides are there, because they do want you to be abundant, but they're not really here to guide you to abundance alone. There's more than one purpose on the earth. And so just really tapping into your spirit guides and what they want for you, especially through prayer, they'll be much more happy to help you to elevate the collective conscious. And you'll notice they'll put you in touch with people that you never thought you'd ever meet, opportunities that you can never manifest yourself. So you're trying to manifest from your perspective using your thoughts, whereas I think it would be better for you to manifest using the universe, and to treat, your connection with God as like a proper religion that you really truly believe in. Because once your beliefs get attuned to that, it's like the universe can do the rest. Once you believe that God is your source of strength, that you have all the power in the universe available to you through God, and that you can do anything, and you trust in God, and you align your actions and your manifestations with those of God, you'll throw yourself away. I'm seeing fame, popularity becoming widespread, becoming rich, becoming famous, abundant, super gaining followers on social media. That's the kind of thing that happens when you align your will, your personal will, with the divine will. Okay, so that's your option. And something I want to say is, it doesn't matter where you are in your journey, it doesn't matter where you are in your life, whether you feel like you're in an awful situation and you hate it, or whether you feel like you're exactly where you want to be. Everyone has a unique set of skills that when they're acting in accordance with the divine will, they can receive divine blessings. And whatever those skills are for you, it's up to you to actualize to that. So say, Cardi B, let's give her as an example. Okay, she started off, she was working at a strip club, and then she must have been feeling at the time like, I want to be famous, but I don't know how I'm going to get there. I don't know if I'm being guided by God, because I'm not able to provide for myself in the way that I want to. But she is someone that I believe is quite religious, really likes to pray a lot and trust in the universe. And I feel like that is what allowed her to use the skills that she had which were performance, harnessing her sensuality. She used her skills, acting in alignment with, I won't say that she's always acting in alignment with God's will. God can really use your skills in ways that you can never expect, okay? So if you are working in a strip club and you're like, I don't know how I'm going to align to the timeline where I am, I don't have to work to earn money and I can choose who I work for and where I perform, or I don't know, whatever situations you're in that feel limiting to you, when you align with God's will, through prayer and trusting in the universe, you may find that those things that you thought made you feel stuck are actually the keys to your expansion. So like I said, Cardi B's, she's really good at performing and harnessing her sensuality, and I'm sure that those are all skills that she developed on the pole, and now they've made her millions. If she listened to what people may have been saying to her, like, oh, like, it's a setback to be working at the strip club, she would not be where she is. But she took what was meant for her and she rolled with that. She didn't necessarily, that's, in this example, let's just say that she did that, okay? To kind of illustrate the kind of journey that I'm seeing for you. So you may not understand why you're in the situations that you are in, why they're like the way that they are and not how you want them to be. But your skills and your talents are being developed. So just like do whatever you're doing at the best of your ability and have as much fun as you can, and work out how you can share the most of your light with others as well. And in terms of gaining respect as well, you might be wanting to gain respect, followers. Understand that if you follow them back, they also follow you. So what does this mean? That's just the message that I'm getting right now. So this could be, maybe you're wanting to be an influencer or something, but you're not willing to engage with your community or give back to them in different ways. Maybe, I think in business, a lot of the time you have to give a lot of value before people can see what you're doing is useful. And so when I say if you want them to follow you, you have to follow them back. I'm even talking about like energy exchange. Say you want to invest in someone, like someone you see on the internet, you like what they have to offer. Say this ring. I got this ring from Vanessa Simanaya's site. Good, it's great, I got her ring. But Vanessa Simonaya has spent hours and hours and hours and hours and hours making YouTube videos for me to even know who she is to be able to buy this ring. So, I get to her shop and I'm like, amazing, I like this ring, I'll get it. But the truth is, Vanessa Simonaya was putting out so much energy into the universe that I could consume for free to make me even know about her shop. Okay? So what she's doing is she's putting energy into the universe so that she can get something back eventually. So I think, oh, this ring is, £35. It's not actually £35 because I've received a lot of value from Vanessa already. That's why I want to buy her ring. Do you know what I mean? So for that reason, I would say that it becomes cheaper, but from Vanessa's perspective, she's making £35, but she had to put out maybe more than £35 worth of her time as content on the internet for me to know who she is. So she gives her light away for free to get something back. Okay, it's just like in business, you invest in a product, then you can sell that product and earn more money. So you need to be putting out more of your energy into the universe and stop hiding behind things that will bring you abundance. Trust in the universe, align with God's will, and put that free energy out there. Don't give a fuck how much you're getting paid because you trust in the universe, And maybe you'll notice that the more free projects that you do, the more paid projects that you receive. The more time and money you give to your projects, the more freedom of time and abundance that you receive. So really just put energy into the universe, acting in accordance with the highest will and the highest frequencies possible. You will notice beautiful things happening to you. If that Vanessa Simonaya parable didn't feel the message home, that God will reward you when you are acting with innocent intentions and just wanting to help people become better and help them to ascend, because people have really good intuitive nozzles. Not to say that you're the wrong person to help them, but if you're wanting to help someone for money rather than wanting to help them for, to help them ascend, they can tell, like intuitively with their little antennas, And so maybe they want to align with you, but only when they're sure that you're helping them because you want to help them ascend, not for money or prestige or fame or status. And then that will all follow naturally because it's your birthright. You are someone who's going to inherit a lot of power in this life. Just as powerful as you are, there is, I'm seeing like an exponential amount of power that you can timeline jump to, like honestly, but you need to be acting in accordance with God and your higher will as a light worker. Not to say that you're not, I love you guys, but hopefully you know exactly what I'm saying when I'm talking about, you know, the material and the spiritual needs. You want to be an angel or a saint out here, and then other people will follow you because you're their saint. Do you know what I mean? I hope you understand that, and that's coming for you, and I love you so much. I can see that happening in the next 1 week to 3 weeks for all of you who have chosen this pile. If you decide to timeline jump to this and give energy based on what will help humanity most. Okay, I love you so much, and I can't wait to see my next reading. Bye.